and you begin to understand who you are. But racism didn't begin in America. Racism began when we met the first white man. Okay? You go back to ancient Egypt and you look at how we were treated by the Hyksos in the first invasion of Kemet, and then the Hittites. And when we finally got the real cracker, the Greeks, under Alexander and his general Ptolemy, you'll see the same kind of caste class racism taking place, not as coarse as here, but we were already being enslaved back then. Then the Roman Empire came in and conquered Kemet and Northeast Africa, which they call Middle East. And then the Roman conquered North Africa. But before the Roman conquered North Africa, the Roman conquered North Africa. And then they were conquered partially by a group of Germans called the Visigoths, or the Vandals, that came out of Spain. And then the Muslims, Arabs, Yemenis, and Africans drove the Roman out of North Africa. Now we're up to the 600s, 700s, but racism is already clearly in place. Okay, so we didn't meet the white man in 1492. We met the white man in 3 BC for the first time as a vicious enemy. And that enemy had been encroaching on Africa with wars after wars after wars, and enslavement before then. When the white man from Western Europe got to West Africa, the Christian Protestant white man and the Catholic Church, the Arab and the Turkish slave trade was already 1,500 years old. So they didn't create the slave trade system. They tapped into it and became partners with the system. You know, so this craziness, like white folks just showed up one day and took us. No, we were already at war for nearly 2,500 years over this issue of captivity, people taking control of our land, people enslaving us into Europe. They were enslaving us into Europe before 1492. Okay, so history, Dr. Nobles teach us, will erase the mystery and let you work your miracle, but you got to understand history, not mythery. History, not myth, history. So that by the time 1492 occurs and this thing we know as the transatlantic slave trade started, all they had to do is tap into the Turkish, Arab, Muslim slave trading network in Africa and make partnership with them. And that's what they did.